for the Crust Corner.
Mr. Jekyll.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, dude? How are you?
I'm doing just fine, man. How are you?
I'm good. It's a crazy holiday weekend, which I actually wasn't even thinking about when we were scheduling stuff, and the shop was kind of quiet today, and I was like, what's going on? It's so weird. And I forgot it's actually Easter tomorrow. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's one of those things that kind of crept up. It seems like it's one of those moving holidays too, you know what I mean? And it seems like
sure.
Mother Nature seems to be pulling at our heartstrings too with this whole spring thing. You know, 1 minute I don't know what, but it's not fair. That's for sure.
It's not fair.
1 minute it's 28 degrees and the next minute it's 60. It's like, what's going on? Let's make up our mind and get to spring already.
It's the fool's spring, I think they call it.
Yeah. I've been fooled, man.
So what's it's been crazy, man. We have a lot of stuff going on. I know you've been busy as hell. I've been busy, and we've been having a good time on the show. And last time I think we talked to was Liz the last person we talked to was two weeks ago, right?
Yeah, man. It flies by too. It's amazing.
It feels like it's like literally like a couple of days since we talk. We chat with people, and there's so much stuff going on. And that was a great show. Liz is awesome.
Yep.
I don't know how, we formed these connections, and we've had a chance to talk to now three people, I think, from Canada, which is wicked.
Yeah, dude. And well, it's like you've said a few times, it's like a year ago now, man. We're in the thick of, this new whatever because of the virus, and then trying to embrace the technology to help bring us together, and like you say, form this community and bring some folks in that are like-minded, and just share some drinks and some laughs and bring on some really cool folks, man, to chat with.
I know if you told me a year ago I would be connecting with people on this kind of a format or level, I would be like, I don't know. I fought it for a long time.
Yeah.
Completely embraced it because there's so many of us, especially with musicians, and that's why I'm really anxious to talk with Wayne, because it's like, they just got whacked, man. Like all music was just like, boom. I even like, we have this little inkling of hope now, and I know you're dying to see live music, and a couple of shows I had tickets to that were like at this time last year that got postponed, and then they rescheduled again to this time.
Yep.
And now they're pushed off again. I was watching one. I had tickets to Dead Can Dance, which is like some hippie trippy kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be this month, and then they pushed it off to the fall. But it's like we don't even really know where things are going to be at that point either. But we hope for the best,
Yeah, man. Well, and the good news is things are opening up. Things are starting to happen. So, like you said, it's just a matter of things getting to that point where they're a little bit more settled, and then hopefully they can hold to their dates. I'm in the same boat, man. I had tickets for a bunch of different shows, and what's up, Liz? What's up, Jeff? What's up, Dan? And to your point, they were rescheduled to like the exact date 1 year later. But most of those are in the summer, so we'll see if they hold. Hopefully they do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We'll see what happens, bro.
So we had a couple of things in the last 2 weeks. We had we dropped the new Flannels, which was awesome.
Yeah, sharp looking duds, bro. They're great.
Yeah, they're killer. I'm stoked about that because we had the dark green one and then the gray one, and then I'm actually going to add another one, which I'm going to post soon. It's a really cool color. I'm picking up new ones on Monday, so that'll be a nice addition to the collection.
Oh yeah, baby.
And then the coffee mugs, like people are going bonkers for coffee. It's either beer or coffee. You have the spectrum of the day, in the morning and the nighttime. So I got my coffee cup here.
Oh, look at that, sweet!
Wake up, crush, kill, destroy, repeat. So those are on the website. They're awesome.
Hell yeah!
Good time. Kind of fill it with the high test stuff to keep you going through the day.
That's it, man.
What else is new with you? Anything else?
Nah, man. I mean, like I say, it's just a busy week, just one of those things. Just again, just waiting for the warmer weather to come, get to the outside, got tickets to see a show at the Westville Music Bowl. Government Mule will be coming around, so we're gonna go do that in early May. That should be fun.
And that's interesting too, because we have within Connecticut, we have really two new venues, which I can think of: the Westville Bowl and then the one in Bridgeport, which they redid from the old, was like where the
Bluefish.
The Bluefish used to play. So hopefully they'll get that going. And did you see the thing they took from New Haven Coliseum and put on the side of it?
Yeah, man. I read the story about that. It's pretty interesting.
That's super awesome, man.
Because I thought, I mean, some people thought that thing was like destroyed, but I guess somebody actually had it in storage.
Yeah, it was in like somebody's garage or some shit.
Yeah, which is really wild because that thing is not small.
Oh, it's not. So we've had obviously you and I are crazy about going to shows, and it's a bummer that we can't do that, but we've actually been fortunate to cross paths with Wayne from Hatebreed, who is going to join us in a minute. And it's, I always like, it's like there's a certain setting with concerts or bars or something like that where you go to have a couple of beers with your friends, listen to some music, and at the same time it's a quick thing. You're like, you're in the moment, you're rocking out, you're having a good time. But for me too, as I get older, my ears are shot, dude. And it's like I can't have a conversation with people maybe I haven't seen in a long time.
Right.
Most of the time I'm just yesing people. I'm like, yeah. I don't know, like, fuck, I feel like an asshole. I don't know what anybody said. So that's one thing I look forward to talking to Wayne, because we've crossed paths, but we've never really had a chance to chat with him. So
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's been at local show venues and stuff like that. Like you said, with music kind of blaring, it's more like passing ships, right?
Yeah. So without further ado, we'll shut up and we'll bring Wayne in from Hatebreed.
Sweet.
Hey, Wayne.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
We made it.
What's up?
Thanks again for doing it. Oh, yes.
Cheers. Gotta start it off right.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks again for taking time to do this, dude. I really appreciate it. And I know, like I was saying, we've had the chance to, we've crossed paths at bars and stuff, but never really had a chance to talk. Obviously, you're a very busy guy.
Yeah.
I was.
You were, right?
That's another story.
You were, yeah. But it's so great to have you on here, dude. And I always like to kind of get like a background from people. And I know a little bit about you. We've talked briefly, but if you can go way back, you don't need to tell us where you're living now or any of that stuff. But because we do have this connection in Connecticut with Bridgeport and of course Stratford and stuff. So if you could just give us a little background about growing up and what areas or people that you're connecting with, because we should have crossed paths back in the day, because Corey and I were out and about in the band scene and
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm surprised. I was born in Bridgeport, lived there till maybe 3 or 4 years old.
Gotcha.
Moved to Stratford, lived in Stratford mostly between age 4 and 12, and then I just started moving like back and forth almost every year until I was 18, and then I even lived in Waterbury for like
no shit,
a year and a half, maybe 2 years, to like 7th and 8th grade, or part of 7th grade and 8th grade, and then but I've been playing. Like my first band was a cover band in high school when I was 14, and we played like Metallica, everything from like Rush to Slayer and Testament and Metallica and Ozzy, everything. So that's where it all started.
So that was, what would you say, like 7th grade or
freshman year?
Freshman year. So were you playing?
And then my cousins lived in Bridgeport too, so I'd hang out with them. That's why I'm surprised I didn't run into you till way later.
Yeah.
And then, when I was a late teenager, I moved back and I was there for forever, up until last year.
Oh, that's right. No.
So when did you actually start playing guitar? Was it before you got into some of those bands?
My father had a guitar, so I kind of would just mess around with his, but I guess I didn't really know what I was doing until I was like 12 or 13. Okay. So that's when I started like taking lessons and learning like the basics and all this other stuff, and then trying to play like I'd say like Ozzy and Metallica.
Oh,
like the first two bands I would just put on the records and just try and play along to them as best as I could, and then it just went from there.
No doubt.
It's like that whole era, and it's so funny because playing with my buddies, with Mike and Joe, it's like we were doing the same stuff when we were that age, and then it's like you have this. Somehow it happened that we were, through social media, I connected with them again, and it was like, "Are you still making music?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. And then we find ourselves kind of in the same position playing
And
crazy.
it's so hard to let go of those roots too, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I still listen to that stuff. It's like,
yeah, absolutely.
For me, it never goes out of style. It's just what I grew up.
It really
with.
doesn't. Holds up forever. Even like going all the way back to like Sabbath, you know, like far back. It's like so great. It just holds up so well.
I mean, I was listening to some stuff today. I for lack of a better description, I call it like stoner rock or doom metal or whatever. And it's like even these newer bands. It's like I feel like if there's no Sabbath, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. It's like
100% that they started it all.
So true. So true.
It was the core of all that stuff. So I have a clip from I think the last time I saw Hatebreed from College Street. I'm gonna play.
That was a great show.
Oh my God, it was.
Actually, that's funny because I'm pretty sure that show was the night before Easter.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
Yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Before Easter.
That was the 25th anniversary show, right? Yep. Yeah.
It was loud as fuck. Let's relive a couple of seconds of the night before Easter.
Let's do it.
So I guess the question is, well, first, actually, you guys, I don't know
if you know, that was our original drummer and other guitar player got up for that song.
That's what I wanted to. That's what I was going to ask you, because I had another clip too, and Jamie says something about those guys, so that's super cool. But of course, he says Bridgeport, and he says Mrs. Russo. You guys are practicing in the basement.
That was Dave Russo's mother, the drummer.
Oh shit! Okay,
and he lived on Goddard Ave in Bridgeport.
No doubt.
So that was the home base. That's where it all started.
That's crazy.
1994. We started in the basement, and started. That's the first year or so of its existence. That's where we practiced, and then members started kind of leaving and coming and going. Some of us 2 or 3 times. But
now, did you know the members of the band from like high school and stuff like that? Did you guys meet that way?
I met. I knew Dave and Jamie just from going to shows. Actually, right after high school.
Got it.
So
cool.
It was like actually that's what it was because I was hanging out with them, so I listened to them practice. We'd be hanging outside like his yard, like drinking 40s while they're like trying to get the band together. It was basically Dave and Jamie they tried out a bunch of different like guitar players, I guess, and bass players, and then they finally got it together. They had like 3 songs, and they played a show with just Larry on guitar.
Oh wow!
At the skate park in Bristol with Earth Crisis, and I was at the show, and
nice.
I was watching, and like the crowd went nuts. Like never heard them before. It was like they didn't even record anything yet, and so I went up to the Dave, the drummer. I was like, "So I see you guys only have 1 guitar player. Huh? You need another one?" He's like,
"Oh wow,
yeah, you'll come down to my basement, or whatever. I'll give you a tape. We got a couple songs. Learn the songs."
That's
so
awesome.
I learned a few of the songs, went down there, played, and then that was it. Joined right after the first show.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
That's so crazy. Yeah, that's amazing. Like there's actually I'm watching comments come in, Wayne, and there's a bunch of people that are just really wanting to say hello. So
hello.
So many.
Just know that people are saying hello. So
hello, everyone.
My cousin joined in. What's up, Kirsten? How are you?
We
were able to track this down too, by the way.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I took the journey, man.
Me
I
too.
went up to,
so I took a ride up. I had to get some more.
Good photo op right there.
Yeah, I ran up to Witch Doctor, man, and very cool place and cool people. And
Woodstock he went to.
No, right up to the actual brewery. Witch Doctor. Yeah,
I thought you said Woodstock. I thought maybe there was another thing we had out there like the.
But it's funny. I did order a 4-pack from a place called Halftime up in Mamaroneck.
Yeah.
And it got delivered on Friday, but I didn't want to risk it. I wanted to make sure I had it.
Oh, nice, good.
Yeah, man.
Can never be too safe.
Never
That's right.
never too much beer, so that's good.
You know it.
And it's awesome. Like it's super drinkable, man. Like this, it's a crispy, like
so crispy.
Yeah, because I'm like some of us aren't really into the IPAs and all that. Like,
yeah,
I think Matt, maybe Beatty sometimes, but basically we just want to, we're like Coors Light, Budweiser kind of guys.
Yeah.
Well, me and Frank anyway. So we're like, we need something we could drink and not, be like, ugh.
And this is definitely that, man. This is really good.
It's like I would say it's a step above Budweiser and
absolutely
for sure,
Coors
man.
Light.
Without a doubt.
What's up, Mike?
It's so funny to we definitely date ourselves. I think when you describe the past and the things that we were doing, especially you're like, yeah, we were hanging out, we were drinking 40 ounces, and you could, I mean, right away, I know Corey knows what I'm talking about. But,
listening to like Wu-Tang Clan.
It's like
Mob Deep.
Tribe.
Private
Public Enemy.
Private Stock, yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Looking at the puzzles on the caps, remember?
Yeah, yep.
Forgot about that actually.
Yeah, dude, the little puzzles on the caps. Yeah, man.
And there's really a lot of that time period for me too. Like putting stuff now as I'm older, putting the pieces together. Speaking of puzzles, as far as like the time frame as like a lot of what we were doing, a lot of bands and stuff, and what band was connected to another band, where we were going to see shows. I mean, we were going to all these little clubs and stuff. And
Baby J's, right? Remember Baby J's?
I remember the club. I never made it there. I didn't get to go there.
Yeah, I saw a handful of bands there. Nuclear Assault, I believe I saw there.
Nice.
They were really good.
Sacred Oath.
Sacred Oath. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Actually, Wayne, it was funny because one of the guitarists from Sacred Oath was getting tattooed probably just 2 or 3 months ago. And Jeremy, my buddy Jeremy that I work with, he says, he's like, that's the dude from Sacred Oath. I mean, I saw them. I was 16, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, really? So I was going over and I was like, hey man, that's Sacred Oath. And I started chatting with him. And when he was leaving, all these memories came back from being in the club and seeing him. And I was like, yeah, they used to come out and they'd be like, are you ready to take a Sacred Oath? So I did that. And he just went like this.
What's funny, I actually have a story. I never saw them or anything. I never listened to them, but when I had to be like 12 or maybe 13. I was at, remember the Graf Wadman record store in the Trumbull Mall?
Absolutely.
I used to go there all the time. And I remember looking through the metal section. I'm a little kid, and a dude handed me a flyer. He's like, hey man, you look like you like metal. Come check out my show. And it was Sacred Oath. And I don't know which guy it was or whatever, but it had to be like 1986 or 1987, something like that. But I remember having I had the flyer. I might even still have the flyer. I had like a box of little flyers. So I remember going through stuff and looking. And every time I looked at it, I just remember. But then for some reason, I never heard them until recently, a few years ago.
It's crazy.
I think they have Damiano might be playing guitar for them, young guy,
Oh, really?
20-year-old guy. He might have did some stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so crazy too because we did have a handful of really big metal bands that came out of Connecticut and stuff, which was really awesome. And there's a lot of the smaller clubs and stuff. And Corey's memory is much better than me.
The Brick and Wood. The Brick and Wood was another place.
I went there once.
Yeah,
to see a local band.
Yeah, and then obviously,
New Haven, I think. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was New Haven. Yeah, and then obviously, the Anthrax. The Norwalk one I went to. It seemed like almost every other weekend. I was up there with Jay Pick and some folks, John Gendron. We were up there, it's just that whole scene was just
Actually, I was my other band. I was in a band called 2x4.
Oh yeah, Daryl, right? Yeah.
And John Gendron actually played drums for us for a little while.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he had a few different drummers, and at one point he definitely played some shows with us.
Yeah, I was actually trying to get Daryl to locate one of the 7 inches you guys did.
I got some.
Do you?
Be able to hook you up.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Sweet, man.
Check out Static Era Records in Milford. They got some good stuff down there. I don't know if you've been there. My friend Jay Reason, he just opened it.
I'm familiar with it.
Downtown Milford, so go check it out if you get a chance because he's got a bunch of stuff there too.
Definitely, man. Awesome. Very cool.
That's great. And John Gendron's, that's one of the garages that comes to mind because Corey and I spent a lot of time in John's garage too. So again, maybe who knows? Maybe we crossed paths back then too.
Could have.
it was like the long hair in our face.
And
Was
like,
just
yeah.
Jay and John, Pugs and
Well, I was
Ginger,
just gonna say Pugs. Yeah.
yeah, they had a band called Tantrum back then. And they didn't do a lot of. They did a show in a couple basements, a couple
I remember
garages
the
and
name,
stuff.
but I never saw them.
Yeah, they were
Pugs,
like
Pugs we used to hang out with all the time.
yeah, good times, man, for sure.
Well, you got a bunch of stuff. You got a little collection going on, Corey, of stuff that's from way back, right? Still.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, like so this kind of stuff always just gets me all retro. I go back and I start looking at some of the stuff that got me just into this music and all that stuff. So I went back and actually found a few of my some of the vinyls that maybe this was got Gendron playing on it.
Yep.
And I got
It's awesome.
this one here. Where we go? We got Other Lost Gen.
Yep, I got that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got
then-
I got a vinyl collection too in my basement. It's like I got to dust it off.
Little
Nice.
Dresden.
Yep.
And then the last one that I thought I had a couple more, but the other one I got is a little Sonic Plague.
Yep.
Candy.
All that stuff is so amazing. Like hearing some of that stuff for the first time and just like how it made you feel, like do you remember like one of the first bands you heard like that, like the more of the harder, edgier stuff outside of like Ozzy, Metallica that got you kind of like, oh my God.
When I heard Metallica, to me that was like the heaviest thing. Like I said, I was 12 years old when I first heard them in 1986. So before that I was listening to, Rat, Twisted Sister, Motley Crue,
Yeah, man.
all this, whatever,
Yeah.
Judas Priest, all the stuff. And then all of a sudden I heard Metallica, and that was like, that just changed everything. I was like, whoa, what is this? Like it was just heavy, and from
Absolutely.
there it just I started listening to everything, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax, and then Testament,
Yep.
and Overkill, Exodus. So it
Yeah.
all definitely started from Metallica. Even though now you say Metallica and it's like, oh, they're not heavy, but back then, people
Kill
were
'Em
like,
All was
yeah.
just ridiculous.
So, that's definitely where it started, though.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because I remember I was probably listening to the same kind of music, and at one point one of my buddies, I think Jed Corey, he was like, you should check out this band Metallica. And I listened to like a song, and I was listening to like some like hair metal.
Yeah.
And I listened to Metallica, and I was like I don't know. I was like, I don't know. It's kind of heavy,
Yeah, that's the thing. Some people, I remember telling like someone else, and they're like, "Oh no, that's too thrashy," and it's like now it's like,
But it's funny how it's like when I first heard it, it sort of was like it perked my ears up. I'm like, what is this? It's so fast and just completely different than you said all the other metal
and
bands.
they were just wearing jeans and t-shirts, which was
Yep.
like weird for back
Right.
then. Like these
The
everyone
long
else
hair.
had leather and spandex and pink and everything else, and you're just like, oh, whatever. Like you just came off the street and just started playing, which was
Super raw.
completely,
I actually have a cassette. It's a bootleg cassette that was probably circulated at that time when Lars was probably doing it. Pushing all the live shows that Metallica was doing, and the cassette was getting fucked up, and I gave it to a friend of mine to repair, and I haven't seen it since. So I gotta get it back. Yeah, it's
Hell
crazy.
yeah, Mike. You know it.
Well,
So are
Mike,
you-
I'm getting some comments in here.
yeah, it might be a little hard for you to see, but there's a bunch of stuff going on.
There's another connection. I think it was Mike that used to work at Luigi's a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken, and he worked with my
Mike?
father back
No
in the
shit.
80s.
Oh, no way.
Because
Wow, that's
he was like, is your father or whatever? I was like, yeah, which was crazy that he even remembered.
That's so wild.
I think that was it. Make sure I'm thinking of thinking of the
I'm
right
pretty
person.
sure that he'll probably chime back in, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. I think he did work there.
Did he work there? That's
I
I
think
knew
he
he worked.
did.
Well, he worked at the deli. Son, I don't know what Sean said. I ran into Wayne once at the Anthrax show at Oakdale. I had no idea what to say. Hey man, what are you doing here? What am I doing at a metal show in Connecticut? Touche.
That's pretty much what I do on a normal basis when I'm home. Actually, a lot of people they're like a lot of touring like musicians, like once they get off tour, they're like, just want to, I don't want to go to a show, and I'm like right back at the show, like, what are you doing? Aren't you sick of this yet? I'm like, I just love it. I love live shows, whether I'm playing or watching. It's just,
Yeah, man. I hear
and
that.
now that there's been neither one of those for the past year. So
Oh, there's Mike's comment.
what do you say?
He said,
Big, hell yeah, I worked with Big
There you
Wayne.
go. Yep.
there you go.
That's what my grandmother calls him too.
Is that right?
Big Wayne, and I'm Little Wayne. Way before the Little Wayne that you know. I had it first.
So you have you like you say you still have this love of getting out there and going to see shows and stuff still and whatnot. But how did things change for you when you got to this certain level of, I don't know if this is a good word, but like celebrityism, like
Well, I think for me, I'm not really that big of a, I won't even say I'm a celebrity. Like I'm known in, certain places and stuff. So, like I'll go to certain shows, like, and every once in a while there'll be, people pictures and autographs or whatever, which it's fine. I don't mind. I'm hanging out anyway. If you want a picture or something, it's cool. And like, but it's not like overwhelming where there's just mobs of people, like, so it's all right. It's not really, I still go to shows. I don't really do anything different.
Well, I mean, honestly, dude, that's something that I really appreciate about you, because I've seen you at the bars, and
you're seeing your band, like Main Street Tavern.
Retro
man.
Sometimes I'll go there, and then there'll be people like saying stuff.
I mean, I know one night specifically, I think you played Toads, and it was I don't know that it was any like a anniversary or anything like that. I know you had a show at Toads. And it's like, we have our 80s heads that come out, and our guys that come down and drink at Main Street Tavern. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, Hatebreed's playing at Toads. It's probably gonna be pretty dead here tonight. And then it was towards the end of the night, and here you are coming down.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that. Well, I mean, our show stopped, but I wanted to keep going, so I was like, heading back to Bridgeport, gotta stop. There's going to be a band at Main Street Tavern, so I had to top off the night.
Well, I definitely appreciate that about you, and I think do you find it's I mean, obviously you're expressing that it's just something that you love to do, but do you think that it's important on some level to keep that connection with Bridgeport or Stratford or your friends? Because
it just feels it's like home,
Yeah, I mean, you're touring all over the fucking place. I mean, I would imagine, as like many musicians that get to that level, you really feed on this energy that's like fucking the crowd, and unfortunately a lot of people will, could be booze or drugs or anything. It's this whole overwhelming lifestyle. So is that something that you're conscious of, that you're like, you really feel like you need to connect on that level?
I don't know if it's really a need, but I think it's just something that I enjoy doing. Just like something that I do on my off time. It's just
it's awesome.
Local, people and friends. I just realized my radiators are real loud. Can you hear that hissing? Is that like
I can, but it's okay.
Faint.
It's like
I forgot. I'm so used to it. It's like it's insane here. It's like these old steam radiators.
Oh, it's giving us a nice record kind of feel.
It's like
absolutely, man.
CO2 jets.
Yeah, I actually remember. I was telling Jimmy earlier. I remember. I think I ran into you like it was I guess 2.5 years now, close to at a Wrathchild show at Anthony D's.
Oh yeah, I've seen it many times. That's another hot spot. Anthony D's.
Yeah,
in Milford, I go there all the time too.
Yeah, you get a good bunch of a little more of the heavier bands will go there for sure.
Actually, I went there after the College Street show on the way back home. I went to Anthony D's.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was like, I said on all my friends, I'm like, go to Anthony D's. That's where we're going. So
that's awesome.
We flew down there. We got to see some bands playing there too.
No doubt. Sweet.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what do you think about the I don't know if you noticed, like I see a couple of posts from bars, and they're trying to do what they can do to have bands play in the small bars. Some of those that we've been to.
Yeah.
I saw one post. It was a band playing behind sheets of plexiglass, and it was I mean, and the economic aspect of it, it's like they're trying to do what they can to have people come and drink and watch a band. But I don't know. It was kind of, I
guess we got to start somewhere. Like, it's obviously not what I want to do, but if that's going to get the ball rolling to try it out, and I don't know. Like, I just want it to get back to normal. I don't know when that's going to happen. Right. I'm hoping for the fall, maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe throughout the summer or spring and summer, they'll kind of like
I mean, it's like
slowly try different stuff, and
Yeah.
it's such a crazy thing, and at one, and from one angle, it's kind of like, wow, like this is across the board for whatever you do in life, mostly work or whatever things we enjoy. It's kind of leveled us out where you have this unity, which has which is a big part of music in itself, that we've all kind of come together, and we're just like, man, we gotta get back to some kind of normality or whatever it is, and it's a pretty interesting thing. It's a fucked up thing, actually.
Yeah.
I never thought it was going to be this long. Literally, because we recorded the album at the end of 2019. It was pretty much done by January of 2020. So the record was done. We were supposed to leave to go on we had tons of tours booked with Parkway Drive in Europe, Australia, US, like the whole year. The end of March, we were set to go, and like a week or two before, they're like, nope, it's canceled. And then that was it. And then we're like, oh, maybe it'll just be a few months. Maybe we can continue in the summer. And still, a year later, like we would have been on tour a year ago right now. And it's,
oh man. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. I think that feeling was for a lot of people. I know when my shop got shut down, I was like, a week went by and I was like, I can take a little break. This is kind of cool. 2 weeks went by and I'm like, oh, really stretching out. And then like a month went by and I was like, all right, this is something to definitely think about. And here it was. We were closed for 4 months and it was like, fuck. Yeah. And like, it was crazy shit. So the new album you guys finished recording that in 2019?
No, I would say the early 2020.
Early 2020, and then, but it didn't did it get released towards?
No, it was supposed to get released in May. Like we were all set for May, and then they're like, since touring got shut down, they were like, no, the whole record label pretty much shut down. They had a couple things that they released, but they were like, no, we're not going to do it. And I didn't know if we were going to release it until we even started touring or not. Right. So luckily, we did release it just to give some, the fans or whatever something in November. Actually, we released one song in February called When the Blade Drops. It was like a standalone singer. We released it on Valentine's Day. And it's not even on the album. It was just
I was going to ask you.
Didn't sound familiar.
Yeah, it's so weird. Nowadays they need a stream alone thing for.
Oh no shit!
I don't know if it's Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever. So it's all you can only stream it. There's nowhere you could buy it, like a physical copy or whatever. So I love the song. I wish it was on the album, but I don't know what the marketing strategy is with that. But
that's
if we put a single, some kind of like. Single with maybe a couple live tracks or something, because we've done that before. Yep. But it's literally it's a song. We made like a lyric video, I think, for it, and and you can only stream it. That's it.
Oh wow!
Which, I don't know.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah, but after the younger people are just like, well, I just stream anything anyway. So to them, it doesn't matter. But
kids today,
these kids,
kids, bro.
I've been recording music since everything happened, and I did some digital stuff, and I'm on Bandcamp and shit, and I got a handful of CDs, and I've asked people. I said, well, you can jump on Bandcamp or iTunes or Spotify. I said, I have a CD if you'd like a CD, and they're like, I don't have a CD player.
Yeah.
And I was surprised.
Like they don't like newer cars don't even have CD players in them.
Yeah,
so like they just don't. There's no way for them to even play them.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking like the kids now, like a teenager would have probably never even owned a CD player at this point. Because
who knew
digital.
Who knew you would be talking like this, Wayne?
Yeah,
I mean the kids today.
Kids today.
Yeah, it's all streaming. It's just all digital.
Even I get made fun of for having an iPod still. Even that's apparently outdated.
Yeah, people get down on me for my America Online email.
That's right.
They're like, America Online's still around. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Hey, I still have Yahoo, and I see people like making fun of that. Like,
I noticed that.
I do too.
What's the difference? It's an email. You send me an email, I get the email. I send you an email, you get the email. What do I need a different email for? Can someone tell me? Anyone? I don't understand. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
It's the only email I've ever had, and I said that to someone the other day, like, oh, you're really dating yourself. I said, well,
that thing goes back way back, Jim.
But I've never had a problem. It's like,
no.
I don't understand is the new one going to sing to me or like play videos? I don't know.
Yeah. Traditionally,
right?
Trying to do.
Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
So the new album, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I've been listening to it, and I mentioned to you in a message. It's funny now, finding this balance of the stuff that I'm listening to. And actually, that's something I want to ask you. If there's, especially now that you're older like us, do you have a kind of music that you're like? I mean, that you can tell me, like, I can't imagine that you want to listen to the heavy stuff all the time. Maybe you do. Is there something that you gravitate towards that you're like, I'm really in the mood for whatever? Like, that's maybe a different genre of music or something chill or something like that.
I mean, I listen to everything from like Led Zeppelin, UFO stuff, and even like Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers, stuff like that.
Stuff, yeah.
And then, but I mean, I've even been known to listen to a little Beyonce and Rihanna here and there.
No doubt.
Sorry, I don't know if people might get offended at that. The guy in Hatebreed listens to that kind of on metal music, but it's true.
I'll edit it out.
True.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just all different kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's good stuff. You got it. I think it's important to be open to that stuff too, and it does something else for you, because I can't listen to. I mean, if I'm working, I might listen to one thing. If I'm driving, I might listen to another thing. If I'm cleaning the fucking house, I might listen to something. If I'm cooking, I might listen to. I listen to a lot of lo-fi when I'm cooking. I'll be like, I'm gonna have a glass of wine and listen to my.
Anything and all different kinds of like metal. Because some people like you can only listen to this. Like I'll listen to, Arch Enemy and Black Label Society, which are completely different, but I love them both.
Right.
So I could.
That's awesome.
I like them. A lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff.
Absolutely. That's what's great about music.
Yeah, with
of course the classic Agnostic Front and the Cro-Mags. Always.
Oh God,
go there too.
Sick of it all, right?
Yep, all that stuff.
So much good stuff.
And that bill at College Street was just incredible, man.
Oh yeah, that whole tour was, and it was great. Every show was packed. That show at College Street, I think it was like almost 2,000 people there.
Oh, it was insane.
Which is big for just a headline show.
Yeah,
for us, it's good.
I think Obituary had a live stream today earlier.
Yeah, I've been watching. They have a lot of live streams lately. I haven't caught one, but
they were probably, honestly, like, I think in a venue, they were probably the loudest band I think I've ever experienced. They were my feet were rumbling. I remember how loud they were. It was so great. And they sound perfect. Exactly.
Every night. And they're older. They're older than us.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No kidding.
Those are old dudes from Florida.
Oh wow, no doubt.
Yeah, they're.
I remember them shredding. Oh my God.
Pretty sure they started back in the '80s. I don't remember when the first album.
Yeah,
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they're up there.
Definitely before us.
Yeah,
because they were one of our influences, like when we first started.
Yeah, big time.
Because I was thinking we took like hardcore and metal.
Yeah.
And we've always listened to both and tried to take both elements just a little more, maybe a little more simplified for the metal, the elitist metalheads out there. But we've always
you did
both.
That album For the Lions, right? That was sort of like it's covers of all the bands that
influenced.
If you look at all those, it's basically what influenced us as a band.
Yeah, that's a great album.
That's awesome. This dude said Wayne solos on the new record melted my face.
Yeah. Excellent. That was my plan. Glad it worked.
Wait, are you you do all the solos on the Hatebreed records? Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah. They definitely really grabbed me on this album. There was some super melodic shit going on. I was like, man, this is
really good.
Yeah, we're not really known for solos, obviously. So
that's
what when I joined the band, rejoined the band, I should say, in 2009. I think that's what Jamie wanted to try something different. He's like, well, we got a new guitar player. And he knew that I played solos. He was like, well, let's try and, throw some solos in there, mix it up a little bit. So I was happy to get to do that on a few songs here and there. But this last one is like, Cling to Life is the name of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, that's the solo. It's like, it was kind of slow and it was kind of different.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let me
definitely
try and do something a little melodic, different. Yeah. And then I started playing, and then Zeus, our producer, who he definitely shapes the sound a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, he'll tell me like, all right, well, Jamie wants you to put a solo from here to here. So I'm like, all right, so he's like, no, keep going. So I was actually surprised I got that much time to play a solo. So it was cool. And I think it came out great, and I think it made that song even better.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Oh yeah.
Took it to another level. So I think it's cool. We're not like
it's awesome, man.
We're not like Dream Theater or anything, but a little spice here and there. I think is
nothing wrong with that, man. Shows off the talent, Yeah,
it's awesome. So the new album, Way to the False Self. Do you guys ever go to Jamie and say, hey man, I got these lyrics in my head? Is Jamie?
No. Jamie is the lyric guy. We don't even know what the lyrics are until after he sings them. Like we do the music, and then we're gone, and him and Zeus get in the booth, and then those are all Jamie's lyrics. Zeus guides them, maybe.
Zeus in the booth. Zeus.
Yeah.
With a name like that, he's got to be guiding him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, with the bolts.
And then he'll send us, he'll play us a song when he's done. It's like, here's what I got. What do you think? Or like, oh yeah. So yeah, he's 100% the lyric guy.
Nice. When you hear the lyrics from Jamie, and you're writing or you're playing, and you're like connecting to it, and like, oh yeah, all right, I'm down with this. Like you're really taking the lyrics in, because Jamie's writing stuff that a lot of it is as heavy as you guys play. There's a lot of positivity and positive messages in the music and in the lyrics.
Absolutely.
Well, I think that's good, because then it's like, you get the people don't expect it either. So it's like, people are like, what's that? Kill your mother, Satan stuff. And it's like, well, if you actually, maybe it might sound like that, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's like real positive.
It's real positive.
The people will come up to us and tell us, they changed my life or saved my life in this. So I think it's great to have the power of the music behind that kind of message.
Oh, the message is great. It's awesome.
Was he right?
And it's been working so far. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Was he writing a lot of these the new album with the time period? Well, I would guess he had most of the lyrics were done before.
No, people are like, oh, he must have wrote stuff about the pandemic, but it was all done before the pandemic. Yeah. He's a psychic, I guess. I don't know.
There was a lot of stuff happening in the world, we'll say.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely
that he was
things
probably
happening that we won't go into, because we don't need to argue, because that's all it does is start.
Well, we have a saying here on the Crush Corner, don't we, Jim?
A saying on the Crush Corner. Yeah, well, we do. It's our protective label. It's no religion.
There you go. Perfect.
Just like
keep it real. We keep it about.
We don't need any of that. That's all you hear about anyway.
So cheers. Way to the False Self. I want to read some of these lyrics because they're awesome. There's a challenge that's begging to be risen to. There's a voice, and it's your true self calling you, which I definitely grasped onto the whole true self. In the cycle, kill all willful self-abuse, never justify another excuse. I mean, that's really like look inside yourself kind of lyric.
Exactly.
That's
very profound stuff.
It's all about you. Exactly.
Take responsibility. And I think, and Corey's got I think that's why it resonated, because one of the Crush Kill Destroy sayings is true self, which is the logo is a rip off of a black flag thing, because we have these relatable images, but the true self. So that's pretty heavy stuff.
And speaking of shirts, I got
right
here representing.
That's the CK. That's the crusher of all things. But yeah, these lyrics are awesome, and like another song, the Set It Right, Start With Yourself. It's in the same kind of vein as Way to the False Self. If you think you should, this is really heavy. I mean, this is like what's going on in everything right now.
Yeah.
If you think you should judge someone, start with yourself. If you want to take control, start with yourself. Something you see needs respect, start with yourself. And if you want to change the world, you have to start with yourself. And it's like,
yeah, everyone thinks they're so perfect and they're going to blame everyone else, but
which is what we've been living in, is this world of pointing fingers
exactly
at each other. And here you guys are doing this heavy music, and to be able to deliver this kind of message and have people, like you said, you've had people come to you and say, man, really like help me out and stuff. That's
and a lot of people get the lyrics tattooed on them. So, you know, if they mean that much to them to do stuff like that. So it's cool.
I've done that. I've tattooed lyrics on customers before, Hatebreed lyrics and Hatebreed logos, which is
there you go. Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a great message. All the music, all the lyrics, like so many of the songs on this new record are just like, yeah, they're uplifting. Like you said, if you pay attention to them, and the music behind it. I mean, if people don't really understand, you know, heavy sound, that okay, but it's not like you said. It's not like, you know, Satan and
which is fine. I have no problem with that because I listen to Satan music too. You know, whatever. I listen to all kinds of lyrics.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Whatever works for you, whatever you're into.
That's really what it comes down to. This dude said, and it's funny because I'm just saying Danger Bros is this guy's name, and maybe it's someone that, you know, I don't
know.
Nobody
is that his real name?
I don't know. Nobody has stayed more true to themselves than Hatebreed, and that's a pretty.
We definitely try with, but not trying to. But try to maybe advance a little bit without sounding exactly the same. Because there's people out there that are like, oh, after the demo they suck, or after the first album nothing's good, and it's like, well, we already have the first album, we have that, we still play that stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't changed that much. The sound might be better quality and everything, but if you listen to the riffs, it's still the same kind of hardcore mixed with metal.
Definitely.
So we try, you can't just make the same album.
No,
but it is still, I think it's still the same formula, just slightly advanced a little.
And by saying that, you're making me think about one of my personal favorite bands that you have toured with, Clutch.
Yeah, we did. That was our last tour.
Which is a band that has, in a sense, changed almost drastically, but they've done it so skillfully, you know, to have. If you go way back and remember some of their earlier stuff, was they had that big hardcore following. And I think one thing I love about them too is to be able to tour with a lot of different kinds of bands. I saw you guys in with Corey. Did we go together?
And it was us and it was Clutch. Us and Dropkick Murphys, which was
it was like
three completely different bands. Which
that was up in Rhode Island. We went.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was
that's right.
Yeah, we drove up to Rhode Island for that.
Yeah, that was a cool combination. I was like, crazy venue. That's
awesome. Another thing I like about Hatebreed is we could play with all different types of genres and still fit in somehow. Like,
absolutely.
You know, we could play with Agnostic Front and Cro-Mags one day, Obituary, Five Finger Death Punch, Avenged Sevenfold. You know, anybody.
Yeah.
So it's like any genre, any heavy kind of genre, we somehow fit in. It's not, you know, it's probably weird to some people, but most people, you know, it just works, which is great because so you're not just stuck in that same place all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some way to kind of change and move through the years as a band, you know, and
people are still coming to see us, so it's must be doing something right. So as long as people still keep coming, we'll still keep playing.
I mean, and you guys have played, I mean, literally everywhere. I mean, I mean, it's more like, what haven't you played? Like, is there a place, like, or a venue or a festival that you'd love to play that you haven't played?
Rock in Rio.
Oh, okay.
We've played Rio, but not that festival. At least I haven't. I don't know if they did before I came back, but that one I always see is like gigantic. And in South America, is always the fans down there are
insane.
Incredible. So it's nuts. So
the videos online I watch are crazy.
That would be cool.
Very cool.
So you were talking about Cling to Life before, and it was actually something I wanted to talk about because of those real, even the riffs are melodic. You have that slower part and the solo and stuff. And was there, when you've played like that for a while, but did you feel any like real big influence or something when you were thinking about this song? Or was it
actually I just wrote the solo in that one.
Yeah.
But I think Beatty and Jamie actually write the majority of the riffs, believe it or not. Jamie, he plays enough to get the ideas down and stuff.
Something in his head,
and then so it's like, yeah, we'll bring the kind of ideas to the recording studio, and the songs actually get written in the studio. So they're not even full songs yet. Like, we don't get together and jam them. Like, that's how it was back in the old days. But now it's like, with technology and everything, we go in the studio during pre-production, record the riffs, so then we could try different drum beats to it. We could change stuff. But I think
awesome.
Cling to Life, I think actually Beatty wrote. I think Beatty wrote the riffs, Jamie wrote the lyrics, and I wrote the solo for that one. So that was a good collaboration for that song.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So it's are you writing much stuff as like full songs for Hatebreed, or is it always collective, or these guys are kind of doing that stuff?
It's mostly Jamie and Chris. Like, I had a few ideas here and there. I write all the solos. I came up with the riffs and the intro riff and main verse for The Herd Will Scatter. So that one, if you listen to it, it's a little more metal, has a crazy drum intro and stuff, like fills and stuff. But mostly, I just do write the solos.
Sweet.
So those guys, did they put together a Stroke of Red as well?
Yeah.
So when I listened to that song, right off the get, especially that heavy,
and then we all kind of like in the studio, we'll put it together to make sure, like, like it's their ideas, but then we'll make it into a song and
the process
work.
Collective. But
right.
When I heard that song, me personally, I don't know, Corey, you've listened to it. Like I thought Prong right away, because it was like that bass.
Oh
yeah.
I actually thought more Megadeth.
Yep.
Like was that Symphony of Destruction or something?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Something like, well, that's what I always thought with that bass line. I was like, oh, that sounds like Megadeth. It's cool. Like, that song, I think, has a lot of different elements.
Yeah.
Like, some of the songs are like still straightforward, hardcore, but then you listen to that one and it has so much stuff in it. That's like one of my favorite ones on there.
Even if you get like like you say, there might be people like, oh man, this is like a little different, like what, and you guys are enjoying this, like maybe you're like, oh, let's do this differently or something. Like, do you think that like this album, is there any hint of like a shift where you're going to embrace more of that stuff in the future, or what do you think about that?
No, I think it was just like I said, like, it's just a slight variation of what we've already been doing.
Yeah.
And just slightly kind of, trying different stuff, see if it works, see how it sounds. But
so no country songs in the future.
I don't think so. Who knows?
The hip hop, huh?
I don't know.
Rock rap collaboration.
yeah.
Corey's a good rapper. He could do some shit.
All right. Hey, you never know.
Dan wants to know what's your favorite song to play live, if you have a favorite song to play. And that's right.
That's tough. I don't know.
But there's gotta be a song, like, there's always a song when I see a band that's like, you got this anticipation as someone watching the band that it's going to be explosive, and you're going to like, I'm going to look at Corey and be like,
Actually,
oh my god.
So
there's the classics. There's the Destroy Everything, I Will Be Heard. Like, if people love those, but I think the one that's surprising to me, that's huge and people love, and it's actually, I think it's one of our most streamed songs ever, is Looking Down the Barrel of Today, and that came out on the Concrete Confessional. So that's one of our newer songs. And, we play it and the whole crowd's singing it. They're going nuts. And it's like, so I'm happy that we're not just like this nostalgia band where people only want to hear the old stuff, even though there's definitely a group of people out there that only want to hear the old stuff, but whatever. But it's good that one song is like, people love it. And as soon as I remember playing in the studio and looking at Jamie going, this is going to be big. This is going to be good. And it's huge. It's a good song, and that gets a great reaction. So that's always fun playing that one.
I mean, I think getting past this this time that we're in, the pandemic and everything, and when you guys start touring, this album has that to offer. In my opinion, it had like there's some very, very strong songs that I think people are going to really gravitate on. Maybe like some of the older stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah,
so
I hope so.
It'd be great to see that happen for you guys.
Hell
By the time we play, I'm going to forget them all.
Oh no!
I'm going to have to go back.
That's what happened to me when I got shut down for 4 months tattooing. I was like,
yeah, he didn't know what he was doing.
The Dig Your Way Out, dude. This tune to me has the old punk feel. I don't know. It's kind of anthemy, and it's like that's what I draw when I listen to it. I felt like I was listening to like an old punk song.
Yeah. That's what I said. We still got all the old. We all listen to punk, hardcore, and metal. So we're trying. If we could put a little bit of each of those somewhere in the album, and it works, we're gonna try and do it.
Oh yeah,
it comes through for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh God, yeah.
It's awesome. I want to look at the end of the Instinctive Slaughterlust video because I want to ask you about it, if that's cool.
All right.
Unleash the savage instinct. Savage instinct. Unleash.
Did you see that video yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
So,
when I saw that finished like product, I was like, "That's insane. That looks great."
Insane.
So the dude doing the Hatebreed logo and the art and stuff, is that a personal friend?
No, I don't even. I forgot even who it was. I should know. I feel bad now. I should have been a little more prepared, but that was somebody. Whoever got him, they did a good job in picking him because that came out.
Dude, it was great. It's awesome. Like, and anybody that hasn't seen it should definitely check out. Like, it's really wicked. Like, it's so cool to watch, especially watching the video from the beginning and having this whole thing come together like that.
Yeah.
And, like the idea, the cop coming there and it's like,
that's another thing. We haven't even made like a video ourselves during the pandemic. We're supposed to go like we've had lyric videos and like stuff with other people in them, but we actually haven't made one ourselves for this album yet. So that was another thing that got halted because everything got just put on hold and pushed back. So
it's really weird. Picked out for that?
There were a couple ideas, but nothing was actually set in stone.
Gotcha.
So I was looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I love the end of it. Like he's done, he's got the logo done in the artwork, and then it's like he's got this bucket of like it's like blood, and it's like you see the finished product at the end. It's like this deep dark red blood at the bottom. I was like it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks great. That came out great.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's
very cool.
So you guys, we were talking about this earlier, about having a lot of positive lyrics in the songs and stuff. I mean, you're a heavy, forceful, almost aggressive metal, and it's like, do you find like how, I don't know, and Jamie's writing these lyrics, and I don't know if he's on some level, I imagine he wants to reach people. And do you think there's any loss or disconnect with the way things are presented, like, you know, this aggressive music, and maybe some people are maybe they misconstrue stuff, or they're kind of missing the message, or they don't quite get it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's people that aren't paying attention, which there's no way they can really even help that too much. It's like, you're gonna get it or not. But to me, it's like, I've never actually been a big like lyric guy myself anyway. Like I said, maybe because I grew up on like listening to, you know, all the old metal. So they're either singing about like Satan or girls and getting drunk and stuff like that. So I wasn't listening. I listened to so much different stuff. It was more about the music for me. So I
can relate to that, Wayne. I'm very similar.
I don't even
Yeah.
know what half the lyrics are in some of the songs. So
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm like the person, the last person to really
Yeah.
judge any of that stuff.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
grew-
if you get it, you get it. You don't, then as long as you're into the music and you like it.
Yeah, you start grooving on the the bass or the feel, and it's like a lot of times too. Yeah, I mean, I've listened to stuff for years, and a lot of these old bands I listen to, I'm like, I have no idea what this motherfucker's saying.
Yeah, I've done
love
that
it.
plenty of times. There's some Hatebreed songs I think I don't even know some of the lyrics. I'm like, oh, did you say that there? But everyone, it's music is different for everyone. Like, there's people that really like the lyrics are everything, and if the lyrics aren't good, they won't even listen to it.
Yep.
And I like me, but like I said, I grew up on listening to dragons being killed and Satan, so that didn't mean it, And I'd listen to Striper singing about God and Jesus too. I didn't care. You listen to Slayer and Striper, whatever.
Yeah,
Music
Venom,
is cool.
Exodus,
Yeah, all
Merciful
of it.
Fate, all that's just
Motley Crue, whatever.
Yep. Oh God,
Yeah.
And then I'd also, I'd listen to Youth of Today or whatever. They're singing about not drinking beer,
Exactly.
Drinking a beer or listening
like-
to the music, like,
yeah.
but, it's I mean, I was into the music.
Exactly.
So you said it before. I think you're getting pretty big or a fan of Twisted Sister. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, dude, it's so crazy because I've revisited this music because of my daughter, and my daughter's 6 years old, man. And Corey knows she's absolute nut. But it's like I have this vinyl, and she was curious because it's bright colors and stuff. She's like, what is that?
Yeah.
And she's a fan, so it's like I'm playing these records and I'm listening, and I'm like, these are fucking good riffs. Like,
it's
burning. You talk about Satan stuff, burning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, she's jumping around the living room. She's like, "You're gonna burn in hell."
Yeah.
I'm like,
how old is she?
She's 6, man.
That's
Rocks
funny.
out.
She's a maniac. But
Twisted Sister. I saw them when I was like 10 at New Haven Coliseum with Y&T and Dokken.
I was there.
We
Oh
were
my
both
God.
We were
Yeah.
we were there.
Yeah.
Oh my
That was my-
God.
that's my
great
first
show.
concert.
That's
Nice.
so crazy.
My sister took me. That was my first concert, and I was just
remember
blown
that.
away. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the big robot came out for Y&T, right?
Y&T, yeah. Yep.
But Twisted Sister, like, they
So great.
underrated like riffs and stuff. There's some good shit, man. And I will get down the other day at the shop. The Price came on.
Oh, yeah,
I was
great.
I was in it, man. I was just like,
But even the 2 albums before that, you have like You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. That's
Oh, the
Under
kids
the
are
Bla-
back.
yeah.
That's a great
Under the
track.
Blade,
Under the Blade. My
Under the Blade.
God.
That's
great
awesome.
albums.
So good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good
And
stuff.
he's still rocking. D. Snyder's
Yeah,
still
and
rocking.
Jamie's just did an album, like produced an album for him. I don't know if you saw that. He
I
the
did
first
not.
al- Yeah.
Yeah, I was
No
Actually,
shit.
there's another one called, I think it's For the Love of Metal or something.
I
And
saw
Jamie
that.
like wrote a lot of the songs and produced it, and that
Oh,
came out. They were
wow.
like guest stars or whatever, guest singers.
No shit.
And then there was and they're doing a new one, or they might have just finished the second one, and they recorded most of the music in Milford. Actually, I think Dee sang somewhere else. Like maybe I don't know if he went to Milford and then sent it somehow, but
Oh,
so
that's
yeah,
odd.
check that out.
I remember freaking D, man. He used to be on the radio in Hartford.
Yeah,
You
I
remember
listen to
that?
him every morning.
Every morning. Me
It was like-
too.
104.1 maybe. Something
That's
like
it,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Yep.
awesome. I loved him.
That's
so
awesome.
great.
That's awesome. Yeah, a couple of people chimed in. They saw that same tour, that Twisted Sister tour.
Michelle, what's
Michelle
up?
said she was there. Christine said she saw it in Boston.
Christine.
Yeah, that's awesome. So and it's in the same vein of like the aggressive music and stuff like that. There's definitely, I think what made me think about this stuff is having the Crush, Kill, Destroy stuff. And Corey and I have talked about this a lot. When everything kind of developed for me, where I had this in my head for a long time, and it was to take the shirts and the idea of it and present it as a positive thing. So it's similar to what you're saying with Hatebreed. You come out as this heavy band and stuff, and it's like, and Corey and I have talked about this, like some people are going to get it and they're going to connect to it, and
Right.
they're going to take that time and they're going to hear it and they're going to let you guys know, like, thank you so much. So it's the same kind of thing with the Crush, Kill, Destroy stuff. So I think that made me really interested in talking more about that kind of thing, to deliver a message with some force in a positive way, you know. And there's a one of the shirts that we have, it says it just says on the top, it just says get mad, and, you know, Crush, Kill, Destroy. And it's actually inspired by my brother, because when we were younger, it was his way of just kind of telling me to push through stuff. You know, I was like chubby little kid with a bowl haircut and glasses still, and I was like trying to like work out, and you would be like, come on, man, you know, he's like, he'd be like, you know, you got the extra rep in you, you know. It's like, get mad at it. And it was, and I didn't really understand it then, but I look back and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So especially with maybe not resting on our laurels and being able to push through, especially now with some of these difficult situations. So get mad at it in a positive way. I don't know if you have any personal feelings about maybe some of the stuff you've experienced by not being able to do what you love, or finding other ways to be.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. Like I said, that's when I'm not playing, I'm going to shows.
Yeah,
so this is a complete 180 for me.
Yeah,
but you just gotta stay positive and be like, well, it's gonna get back to normal eventually.
Right.
And luckily that we had something come out. We had our own beer come out, as you know.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I mean, we actually had a couple socially distanced events at the brewery, and it was like kind of like meet and greet / beer tasting, whatever. It was cool. It was like the closest thing that there was to a show, and like the fans, a lot of our fans came up and they were, you know, they're thankful that
that's awesome.
There was something that they could do that kind of reminded them of the kind of like the camaraderie of being at a show and everything.
Yeah,
and that's just a creative way of getting through this stuff too. Because I asked you, and you were like, I really haven't done much.
Yeah,
but you have though.
Mm-hmm.
So are you like? Yeah. Are you?
Well, time. Gotta get another one. Hold on, I got a little cooler here.
Yeah, buddy. There you go. Cooler it up. That's what I did.
Yeah. So
these were in my trunk. Hopefully, they didn't shake up when I was driving. Okay, we're good.
Sweet.
That's funny. So yeah, are you you know, playing the guitar at home and stuff? And
not much. I mean, a little bit here and there, but like I said, it was so like we did all that. We were in the studio for a few months before everything, so we were there every day playing and getting the songs together. So it was like finally, we're ready. The music's recorded, it's done, ready to tour, and then everything got shut down. It was just kind of like a bum out, I guess.
Yeah,
it was just like whatever. So I'll play every once in a while, but not like.
Yeah, it was like the air coming out of a balloon.
Exactly.
Man. It was like, what the fuck just happened? It's like, oh man.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, when am I even going to play a show again? So it's like,
yeah. I mean, it's so, and like, bands that had.
Not to get all depressing.
No, but it's a reality that we all had to kind of deal with, right? And the good news is, though, that a year has now passed. And hopefully, like you said, maybe by the fall for the majority of the globe, even that things will open up and get even better.
Even if I couldn't do the big tours, but I would still play the bar. Get a band together, just because I just love doing it.
Right.
But
what's up?
Rock. Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Do it.
You never know. Anything's possible.
It sure is.
I think it's important, man, to try to find some way to be creative like that and get through this stuff. I mean, it was like this roller coaster of feelings for everybody. It was like, and everyone was affected differently, and it was like this ladder of musicians, service industry, restaurants, whatever. Some people at the time. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you how's it going? They're like, I I'm still working, you know, I'm doing this, and I was like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, yeah, so, yeah. Some people, like I talked to, like, I never stopped.
Yeah,
say, well, I'm even been more busy now.
Right.
Well, good for you.
Yay!
Yeah, it is. It's crazy the way it did affect everything differently like that. But so it was like we had to find these ways to kind of, like I say, be creative and get through it. So it's a fucked up time. But
yeah, it is, man. For sure.
You know, in historically with music and the arts and stuff, a lot of stuff that's delivered this way with fine art and music and stuff is, and when you have a big message and you come out and you have this like you guys have this presence that it shows in a concert where it's just like that feeling I was talking about, where it's like this unity that's like, whoa.
Yeah, an energy you can like cut with a knife.
It's like people can be, the powers that be can be, they feel threatened by that. Historically, you see some musicians that had big messages and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, this guy he's saying too much. We gotta be quiet.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think we'll have to worry about that.
Don't sell yourself short. You never know.
Yeah.
We got some shit to change here, Wayne. But just actually, in like seriously, what do you with your own experience, what do you feel like if with music as a force of change in a positive way or whatever? What are your thoughts on how because you are delivering this music to people, and it's a big responsibility,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, like I said, for us, it's, if you like it, most people get it and they're happy and it uplifts them and all that.
Yeah.
And other people, if you're just into the music and you just want to mosh and get your aggressions out, that's cool too. Like I said, most of the stuff that's current today is, I mean, on the radio, like the pop stuff is you got Cardi B and whatever else doing, singing about WAP, which is fine, I guess. That's what you're. So, but like I said, I don't think today music is just whatever makes you happy, and there's no. I don't know how much it's changing. Yeah. That's just my side. I don't know how much.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the way, I think a lot of the technology has changed the time that musicians put into creating music, and it seems short. I don't know if it's shorter or process.
It's definitely easier, that's for sure. It's
easier,
and it's, you could fix stuff. You don't have to, like, I remember going to the studio back in the day, and you mess up a part, you got to start the whole song over again.
Right.
And the whole band is playing at the same time. So, and this is now, you mess up a part, you stop it, you like take it right from that part and you jump right in.
Oh wow!
And you can fix it. So it's definitely way easier. But it's now that you could do that, everything sounds so perfect. So there's more almost like responsibility to try and make it sound as perfect as possible, or else people are like, oh, what was that? Did you hear that? That was how. It's not like it loses kind of the feel as it used to have from playing live, but it's just how it is now.
And when you have everything so available and it's in your face, and it's easy for people to dissect or judge the music because we're all sitting behind.
And then that's another thing you got to worry about. Everyone's going to criticize you. You can't even. It's not like back in the day you put an album out, people liked it, they came to the show. If they didn't like it, you didn't even know.
Right.
Now they're going to tell you every 2 minutes about how bad you are, and everything else. It's like, it's so ridiculous.
Really is.
That live element and the live element of recording too is getting a little bit lost. But it's like, I mean, you guys have been, you're a garage band. You spent that time and you fucking dug in deep, and that's what you guys did, and it shows. And there's bands that from that time period too, that's like, they can go on stage and just destroy shit like Obituary, because it was back when you guys are doing that stuff. That's all there was. There was the garage and there was the small shows, and then you were attractive enough to people to get into it, and you're playing live shows and stuff. So it's like, I love a raw sound that you can really, really appreciate, and still listen to an album like you guys and still feel like you're in the garage to a certain
right. Yeah.
All the process stuff these days is just
And then a lot of the stuff we don't play it. We don't have any tracks live or anything either. It's all whatever you hear is us playing. Like there's tons of bands where there's so much going on. You don't even know what's real and what's not. They'll have like 3 guitars, backup vocals, keyboards, an orchestra, which that's cool because you can't bring an orchestra with you, but
right. But I think and what makes that comment you just made very interesting. Do you guys don't necessarily have a set list, right? When you guys play?
Every once in a while there'll be one, but most of the time there's no set list. There's a call out sheet where Jamie has a sheet of like 40 songs on the drum riser. So we only know the very first song right when we go out. So we don't even know until we go out. Like we'll be behind the amps going, what's the first song? What's the first song? And we'll like yell it. Okay. So then we go out there, and then from there on in, Jamie just calls them out. So we got to like try and listen, and sometimes we can't hear them, and we just got to be ready to play.
And so what's so awesome about that is you're so looking to see what the crowd is doing.
Yeah, that's Jamie's thing. He's like, he feeds off the crowd, and he's like, from the reaction they got from the previous song, he knows what to say next. Sometimes he won't even say because I start, like if there's a song that starts with a guitar and nothing else, I start them all. So sometimes he'll just be like, this song's about living in the moment. Hit it, Wayne. And I'll be like, trying to remember.
Okay.
Second.
Put 2 and 2 together and go.
He's done that like a few times, and I'm just like, oh man. Hopefully it's the right song.
Now, do you guys also so in that scenario though, so you guys, do you play in the same tune, or do you have different tunes you got to deal with?
We only have 2 tunings.
Okay.
But he knows like most of our stuff is in C.
Okay.
So we have a few songs in B. It'll be like the B block will change just for the one. So he knows it's the B songs now. So it has to be a B song.
Got it.
So
you don't have to worry about guitar changes and all that stuff.
Not that. Only he knows what tuning we're in, what song to call out.
That's very cool. See, I think that's great. Just knowing that, like, how you guys just like totally want to embrace what's going on in front of you.
And that's that energy. Thing. He'll tell us which guitar, like after the song, like the song will stop, and we'll look and be like, okay, switch. So like, there's one time where I didn't hear him, and everyone else switched, and I didn't. So I still had like C on, and they had the B guitars. Like he announced the song, and I like started playing, and I'm like, it was a mess. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes, at least it's live. So
yeah, right.
So I stopped. I got the right guitar, came back, started over.
It happens. It's all good. That's so cool.
So Jeff was asking where because we were talking about the beer before, where you can actually get it, and Corey brought it up, but I think the best thing, like you said, Wayne, is to try and get a hold.
What's up, Jeff?
Jeff.
You could go up to Southington at Witch Doctor Brewing Company.
Yep.
And they usually have it there in cans to buy. I think sometimes they'll have it on tap.
Yep.
But if you don't want to drive up to Southington, actually they're distributing to liquor stores too. So go to your liquor store and say, hey, I want this beer. Have them contact Witch Doctor, and they could ship it out, because they said there's a few liquor stores that are actually carrying it, and they keep reordering it. So
I mean, it's so good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
It's
but
awesome.
If you want to order it, you can't make it out there, and you can't find it in the store. Go to Halftime Beverage. And you can get it. You could get it delivered to your house from there.
Yeah, and I did.
Was
excellent. Good.
Yes, thumbs up.
Excellent.
Because Corey and I were talking about it, and I was like, "Yeah, you think we could get some of the beer?"
I was on a mission
Saturday, and
I really was.
He came by the shop the other night, and he pulled one out of his pocket, like,
nice.
Look what I got.
And just for the artwork alone.
Oh, it's awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah.
My God, yeah. I love the knuckles, the brass knuckles on the beer handle. It's just so great. Yeah, a little skull underneath with the wheat. Oh, it's so cool.
Did someone who put this together for you guys, Wayne? The artwork on the.
I don't know that either. I'm behind all that.
We're gonna.
I just play guitar.
We got to do a follow-up show.
Yeah.
Graffiti guy video.
Send me questions.
Beer guy.
Beer guy.
Artwork.
Sean says, I'm having it shipped to T-Town, hopefully. I don't know where he lives. I'm not sure where he lives.
I know who Sean is, but I'm not sure where T-Town is either. Where's T-Town, Sean?
And that brewery,
I'm
sorry, that liquor store, Halftime, they have a list of the states they ship to right on the site.
Because for some reason there's a few states legally they can't ship to.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
yeah.
Most of the places are on there.
Yep. Yeah. No, a big list of states.
And we might actually be coming out with a non-alcoholic version too, in case you don't drink. So be on the lookout for that.
No doubt. Oh, Torrington. Right. Okay. Yeah, you're good, man. You're in Connecticut. You're good.
Torrington, yeah. You could just drive there. Torrington, that's close.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Bars can get it too. Tell them you want Breedbrew. Tell them to hit up Witch Doctor Brewery and see if they could send them some.
Oh, it's so good.
Put a nice fresh log on tap. That'd be awesome.
You will not be disappointed with this beer.
Yeah. The only bad thing about the beer is that it's so light and delicious. I could definitely drink a lot.
That's why I like it. That's what I said. We got to be able to. We're not sippers, you know.
Yeah.
I normally drink Coors Light. So.
For those that want to know, it's a 4.5%.
4.5%, but it tastes more full.
It definitely
absolutely.
Does.
It sure does.
And there's 16-ounce cans too, so you get more.
Boom! Another one.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's really awesome. I love the live for this lager. Your brew.
It's so tasty.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
So awesome logo too. Someone was asking about if you had any advice for new and upcoming bands, and I would imagine in the metal realm or any.
You just got to keep playing.
Yeah.
Just keep playing. Keep writing music. Like, I mean, Hatebreed back in the day, we just played all the time. There'd be like some shows that have 10 people at them.
Yep.
But we booked, if you could get on a show, just get on, and we toured up and down the East Coast. Like, we would play, like at the very beginning, it'd be like New Jersey, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut all the time. And that's you just got to keep doing it.
Yeah. That is good advice. I think
I mean, social media wasn't even a thing when we started, so everything's all different now. I don't even know. I'm guessing social media. You have to have that these days
to push everything. Yeah, it's insane. When you guys were doing that stuff way back with the little shows. I mean, maybe you didn't have any expectations of becoming this huge band.
I had no expectations. That's why I left. Because I was in it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I know about that.
Yeah, no. So I went back and I had listened to a couple interviews, read some transcripts from interviews that you had done in the past, and you were like.
Well, I mean, back then it was just another hardcore band on the scene. There was probably 100 in Connecticut back then,
right?
And we were all friends. I just played for fun. Like, I never that type of music we were playing was not. Nobody was big, like making a career out of it. Not like if you listen to Under the Knife, which is the first like
Twisted
7-inch. No, Under the Knife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not Under the Blade. Not
Under the Blade. Yeah.
Well, that could be confusing. But Under the Knife was our first EP, and it's like you would never think that was going to be this huge band that was going to like take over everything. So, but it was fun. It's like I went to hardcore shows on the weekend. I played, but I had a job at JCPenney, which wasn't, the best job, but it was still a job.
Yeah.
And I was actually in
I worked at G Fox
in Trumbull.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
We probably had lunch at the food court.
We probably did
together.
JCPenney, my first credit card I ever owned.
There you go. And I was also in college, so I wasn't going to quit college and JCPenney to go on tour just for fun, because that's Jamie, I guess he had it set. He had a mission, and he wanted to tour, and the other guys, they were just like, whatever, I don't care. I was trying to be the responsible one, who would have known that the band was going to take off years later, because it wasn't for a long time. But Jamie also sold merch, so he was working. He's a good businessman even back then. Yeah. So we would play shows, and he would set up his whole like set up distro, like sell like bands demo tapes, T-shirts and stuff.
It's awesome.
So he was booking shows. He booked a lot of the old Connecticut shows, and he was a young teenager.
He was
Yeah,
hustling, man.
He was
he had side projects too, like
Yeah.
Ice Pick, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
Ice
yeah.
Pick
Actually,
one of
I
his...
played in that band.
Oh, you did? Okay.
We played a few live shows, but that didn't really go anywhere. But he's got Josta, he's got Kingdom
Yeah.
of Sorrow.
Yep.
He does a podcast, so he's always been like that. But like I said, back in the day, no way I would have thought. So I was like, he wanted a tour. I was like, I'm not gonna quit. So they got someone else, and then they started getting different members. I actually came back for a little while. Josta 14, that was Jamie's band before Hatebreed. And but yeah, they it was like completely unexpected. And then like I said, I came back a second time. I was like, yeah, I hope through until you guys find another guy. And then like it wasn't until years later, all of a sudden I started seeing him like in magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on tour with Slayer, Sepultura, Danzig, Motorhead, and Dropkick Murphys, and they're doing all these big shows and getting bigger and bigger. We're like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I'm like, then they started playing the Ozfest.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, man. And then
That's so insane.
it was just so, but I would have never saw that in the beginning that would happen. It was like I said, I played in bands just for fun on the weekends.
Yeah.
But you're still doing that now, though, right? Because, like you said, like you just love it so much. It's fun. It's just passion behind it.
But now it's a career. It's like
Yeah.
my job, which is my dream.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know, I actually came back first in 2006 as the guitar tech.
Yes.
So I was like, Chris is one of my best friends, the bass player. So he's like, oh, I need a tech. And I was like, I'll do it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, why not change your strings, plug in your amps, whatever, tour the world.
Tour the world.
Get paid for it.
Buddy.
So,
cheers to that.
So I did that for
killer.
them. I worked for a few other bands.
Yeah.
And then early January 2009, Sean quit, and they're like, Sean's quitting. You want to come back? I was like, yeah. I was already there. I already knew most of the songs. I was listening to them. I was sound checking. I was on the bus with them already. So it was kind of like just seamless.
Yeah.
Like there was no even. It was just like, okay, I just played, we practiced, and then we started playing.
And you were part of the beginning too. You know what I mean? It's so wild that like full circle how that happens.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah, that's great. Actually, the first thing I did, it was like, Jamie was like, okay, Sean's quitting, might need you to play, whatever. And then he was like, you got to go in the studio next week and record some cover songs. We got to finish this album. And that was For the Lions. So, because I didn't play. Sean actually started that. He played most of the songs on there. And I came back. There were 4 left. And I did Slayer, Suicidal
Ghost of War.
Yeah. So that was my first song. I was like, so I'm learning the song. And I had to play all these songs in like
so good too. That's such
days.
a great cover.
Yeah, that was. Thank you. So it was
awesome.
Slayer, Bad Brains, Suicidal Tendencies.
Black Flag. Yeah,
those are the 4 that I recorded.
I was listening. Corey and I were talking about. I was listening actually yesterday. I listened to it, Corey. So.
Nice.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's
Sean's talking about Under the Knife is the most raw hardcore album ever. And my buddy,
I
Matt,
gotta find that.
I listened to that today, Wayne. My buddy Matt, I said, hop on and say what's up if you want. Matt, I think Matt played in a band called Slumlord.
Okay.
And I don't know what time. And he played in another band too that was maybe more popular or something. I don't know, but he said that to me. He's like, I want to know when they're gonna re-release Under the Knife.
We were thinking about it because
there you go.
We recorded it in 1995. That was recorded. So, and then it was released in 96. So this is the 25th anniversary right now.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh,
we gotta do something, but
I think Matt sang in Cyber Christ. Is that?
Yeah.
Yep. He's a good dude. He's a real good dude.
Nice. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, he's like a hippie hiker now. he hikes all over. It's amazing. I've been tattooing him for a while too. Dude's covered in tattoos, and he's
he had dreads at one point, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're gone. He's super chill, and his thing is hiking. Like he posts all these beautiful pictures of Connecticut, which is nice. He's a crazy hiker, and he's poetic with his photos. He talks to him. I was like, dude, who are you, man? It's like,
I just found a Cyberchrist flyer because I said I have a box of old flyers, and it's like a baby coming out of the womb or something. And it says something like "Enter the World," or I don't know what it said. I was like, "The hell?" Because my other friend was a singer before him, Ray.
Okay.
And I was in a band with the guitar player Nate that was in Cyberchrist. I was in a band for a little while called Fall from Grace with him and Ray. So yeah, it's like we're all connected. I've played in different bands with so many different people.
Yeah, it's nice to have that connection with everyone. It's a cool community, you know. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Your solo in Ghost of War, epic.
Thank you. That was my
man.
reintroduction into the band. That was my first video too.
Oh,
that
no
I shot
shit.
with them.
Yeah, the video's killer too.
2009.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's funny. Some of these comments. Christine said she could probably drink 20 Breedbrew. So
yeah,
good. Buy some.
I don't know. We'll have to maybe grab some and bring some. I've actually been like beer trading or beer gifting, and it's been an interesting thing to you have certain states, like you're saying, where you can get stuff delivered or not, but just say I send a lot of snow globes all over the place.
Yes, the snow globe
and
candles.
So. And which I actually still have to put you in touch with Matt from Cryptopsy. I think he's really interested.
Oh yeah, cool.
Talking about some stuff because he's got a great podcast as well. That's beer and metal.
Yeah, very cool.
That was a monkey tough solo.
Yep.
Hey, are you a rider, Wayne? Do you have a motorcycle?
Yes, I do.
Because I saw you I'm sure I saw you in a Harley Davidson shirt along the way. And
yep.
So,
okay, there you go.
Are you still riding, man?
Yes. Actually, I go riding with Mark DiLorenzo sometimes. You know
yeah. Oh man.
I went to grammar school with him and high school.
Oh no shit.
Wow.
I've known him forever.
He's Mark's a wild dude. He's a good dude. You should consider doing some of the weekend runs we do. Hopefully you guys will find.
And you know Mike Z, right? You know Mike Z? He does some runs. He was in a bunch of bands. He was in 100 Demons for a short time.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a DJ
it's
on WNHU
it's one of those
a
names.
long time ago.
Oh no shit.
I'm sure he's been in other bands. I can't think off the top of my head, but he goes riding. He does every Sunday morning. So I went a few times with him.
That's awesome.
And Ron Zombie, you know Ron Zombie?
Ron, yep. Big Ron, yep.
Yeah, he goes there too.
I've been on some rides with Mark. We usually do one every fall, the Gypsy Run, and I started tattooing a while back, and then we did this run. It's actually a lot of fun, so you should consider.
Yeah, definitely. He goes all year round. He'll be out there in January in the snow. I'm like, it's too cold. You're crazy.
He's like my dad.
He's an animal.
Yeah.
He's an absolute animal. All right, I'm going to do a little promo thing here, which I usually like to do. It's a couple seconds long, so if you got to take a piss, it's a good time to do it. Just to remind people about the stuff that we have going on, and especially these flannels up on the website, because they're pretty rad. So take a look at these flannels. Anybody watching, you want to jump on the website and check them out.
The idea of style and competing for the best style is the key to all forms of rocking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wayne went to take a piss, so let's do another. And also to keep an eye on the mugs.
The mugs, man. Let me tell you.
Wake up and destroy. Yeah. So we've it's been awesome, Wayne. Like, we've had an opportunity to connect with a good amount of musicians over the time that Corey and I have been doing this. Obviously we're drawn to talking about music and stuff like that, but we've talked to all different trades, so to speak, and stuff like that. We connected with Chris Dodge from California, who was in a band. This is going actually in the 90s, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Crazy power violence. They were like one of the I don't know what you would say, Corey, like one of the power violence bands. You kind of deem that
Springboard sort of.
What was the name of the band?
Spaz.
But
okay.
Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll send you some stuff because Chris is. I reached out to him because they have an album called Crush, Kill, Destroy, and I was like, oh shit! And I used part of the song in the beginning of the intro on the podcast, and I wanted to make sure it was cool. And they've been really, really cool about it. The band is no more, but he's in a new band called Trappist, and it's all
good.
It's all about beer, and it's got a kind of funny undertones and stuff. I'm gonna send you some of that stuff to check out.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's a heavy. They're heavy.
All right.
Good band. Very good. And they sing about beer, so it's a great combination.
Yeah.
Something I can relate to.
So
maybe I'll really get it. Maybe that'll be the band that I really get into the lyrics, and I'll start with them.
There you go.
Definitely a good.
Got to start somewhere.
Obviously, I'm sure plenty of people know where to find you if they're following you. It's actually, you know what? How do you pronounce your last name?
Lozinak.
Lozinak. Okay, I actually had it in my mind. I had it right. So,
yep, same here.
Good.
Instagram and Twitter, and then you guys have the Hatebreed official Instagram, which I'm sure there's thousands of people following, which is very, very cool. I'm just going through all these.
Hey, here's one quick question for you. So you mentioned Rihanna earlier.
I did.
Do you happen to have any history with Rihanna?
I actually do.
What kind of?
Not that kind.
No, I don't. So let me clear it up for the audience.
Not that I would have minded that.
Hang on a second.
Not what you might be thinking, people.
I was guitar tech and bass tech for a tour of hers back in 2007.
No doubt.
That was cool. That was fun. It was she was, I think, early. She just got a band. She used to just have a DJ before that. So I think I'm pretty sure that year was the first year she had a band. And one of Hatebreed's old tour managers went to go work with her, and he told us he was going. I was like, "You better get me a job then." He's like, "Yeah, man." He's like from Atlanta. He's like, "Yeah, man, I gotta get you a job. I got you.
That's awesome, man.
And then then sure enough, he called. He's like, "All right, you're gonna come down. We're gonna be the guitar tech." I was like, "All right." And then
that's so cool.
I went on tour for like a couple months. That was a whole different world.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was and it was actually a tour. It was Rihanna and Akon co-headline tour in Canada.
No doubt.
And then there were some festivals like in the US here and there, like with Kanye West, 50 Cent, like Neo, all these.
Yep.
So cool,
I don't know if any of these people know who I'm talking about, but you know.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I totally do.
She did the David Letterman show, so I set up for that, and Ellen.
Come on,
dude, that's so great.
This was, it was like September 2007.
So it's funny. Sometime in I don't even remember, early 2000s, I was working for a company out of Westport, and me and my boss, we were down doing like store checks, like walking around a mall in New Jersey, and there was a band like Belinda Carlisle came up that way, right? You know, they used to play the malls.
Yeah. Yep.
So you can hear this racket, like a loud stuff going on, and we keep walking to the end of the mall. We're at the second level and we're looking down, and there's just people everywhere, like all over. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, like what the hell's going on here? Fucking Rihanna.
What year was that? Do you remember?
God, I gotta go back and try. Maybe it was like probably 2003 or 4, maybe. I'd have to go. Okay. I could probably do the timeline better if
maybe
I go back and look.
5-ish.
Yeah, something like that.
She started around then, yeah.
And I remember her coming out and playing, and we were standing like up there just overlooking, and just like we're all like, who is this?
Yeah.
And the crowd was just phenomenal, and she came out and just started fucking doing her thing.
It's funny because
like,
when I went to work with her, like I knew who she was because I listened to that kind of music too. Like I knew who she was for a couple of years, but some of the people were like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "You never heard of Rihanna? What are you talking about?" And then this was right when that song Umbrella came
Right.
out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
This is when I went like on tour with it. And then like right after that, she just blew up. Like then everyone knew
Exactly.
after that.
And that's what it felt like. Like no sooner after that
Yeah.
moment, because I'd never heard of her before. Then
I
all of a
think she
sudden
was
she's
like
everywhere.
19 or something.
Yeah,
Wow.
she was young as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy shit.
That
That's
was
awesome,
cool.
though.
Cool experience.
Very cool, man.
that's so crazy, man. Every time I think of Rihanna, I think about this SNL digital short that they did with I can't remember the dude's name, but it's called, the skit is like Shy Ronnie. And,
I don't know. I have to check it out.
I'll try and find that too. But she's like in this classroom, and it's God, I'll find it. I'll send it to you. It's fucking weird, but it comes to my mind every time I think about it. So, but yeah, man, this has been awesome, dude. I definitely appreciate it, and we're gonna do some trivia, so I want you to stick around, but you can't answer stuff. You could, if you want to help us with hints for these dudes, and we always tell people to just go ahead and cheat and Google,
Use the Google.
use the Google. And
How many
then,
people are watching? Do you have like a number count? I don't have any. I can't see anything. I'm in the
there's
dark.
about 20 people on here right
Okay.
now, so it's going up and down, and I'm trying to, my eyeballs are getting, floating a little bit from the Breedbrew, but it's all good.
It's all good.
Let me see. so yeah, I'd like to give a bunch of swag away, so we're gonna do our trivia in right now.
So are they commenting?
Sorry about that, I cut you off.
Are they commenting on Facebook or YouTube? How is that?
There's actually both, Wayne. You can
Both. Oh, okay.
yeah. There's I can kind of.
I just do Instagram Live, so I'm behind the times over here.
Yeah, no, it's I love Instagram Live too. It's awesome. This format that I use, it gives me the chance to bring in like video and stuff like that. So it's not set up for Instagram.
Gotcha.
Maybe I'll do it in the future. All right, let's give some shit away. So we're gonna do some Connecticut musicians that went on to become known successful acts, so to speak. That's our thing for tonight. And my first question, or whatever you want to call it.
Am I answering this, or are they answering?
No.
There.
Okay.
If you know it, you can throw some hints. Don't answer, because I gotta. Whenever I see a comment come up,
Gotcha.
whoever gets it, then I gotta send some free shit out to them. So first one here. Bum, 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 bum. All right.
Dun dun dun.
This singer, songwriter, guitarist, born in Bridgeport, Connecticut in 1977, attended Berklee College of Music. After having several controversial incidents with the media, he withdrew from the public life in 2010. So, hint-wise, I can say that he went to. Do you know where he went to high school, Corey?
I do. I believe he was in. It wasn't in Bridgeport though.
Fairfield.
Oh, Jeff Coleman.
Got it.
Oh,
Do you know?
I
Do
think
you know?
I
Who
know
this,
who it
do you
is.
know? Who this is?
I know I knew it. Like, who was it?
Do you know who it is, Wayne?
I think so.
All right. So Jeff got it. He said.
Jeff knows.
Yep.
Which is, it's crazy. John Muir, his dad was my principal at Central High School.
That's
Nice.
right.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I actually
Dr.
have.
Mayer.
I don't know what your trivia questions are, but I have something related to someone who went to a school in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions about anyone else that may have attended school in Bridgeport?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think.
So here's a fun fact.
Ooh.
Yes.
My parents graduated with Vinnie Vincent.
Come on.
Vinnie
Yeah.
Vincent went to Central High School. If
Shoot,
you didn't know
yeah,
that.
that's right. And I didn't even think of that
wow.
one. Shit.
Yep. My mother has the yearbook and his picture's in it. Vincent Casano.
So she's
Shit.
she was in that
Same class. Yep.
That's
My mother and father, both of them.
Man, that's
No doubt.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? I was looking for stuff and I totally forgot about Vinnie Vincent.
So
Shit.
you can use that for a future one in case anyone's not.
Keep it in my back.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. And question number 2. Where are we here? Okay. Known for his veganism and support for animal welfare and humanitarian aid, this electronic musician was raised in Darien, Connecticut.
I know this one.
You know this one?
I did not know this one, and it was interesting. I was like, "Oh no, shit!"
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, was in a hardcore band a long time ago.
Is that right?
Yes. Did you know that?
I think
No.
I did read some stuff about that, and
He played Shields at the Anthrax,
that's right.
Really?
and I think the one in Stanford.
There's another Jeff. Or actually, there's wait, Michelle.
Yeah,
Michelle.
Moby.
Yep, Moby. He was in a band called Vatican Commandos.
Oh, dude!
Oh my God!
Right, yeah.
Dude! Oh my God! I've seen them.
Michelle, guys, these guys,
Wow, yeah.
everybody knew them pretty good. Jeff
That's
said, anyone
crazy.
Moby? All right.
Wow, that is wild, man! Holy shit! You just blew my mind. Oh my God, that's awesome.
We're gonna search for some of that after this and go listen.
We are. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of the world we live in now. You can find some really good shows.
Okay, here we go. Number 3. From Hartford, Connecticut, these pioneers of the progressive metal movement have been referred to as one of the big 3 of the genre, along with Queensryche and Dream Theater.
Oh yeah.
Every time I
And the bass player's from Milford.
Yep, that's right. Every time I read these things, I feel like reading it like Alex. It's like
Alex Trebek.
These pioneers of the progressive and metal movement have been referred to as one of the big.
Answer in the form of a question.
The bass player's son actually plays drums in Jamie Josta's band sometimes. Josta.
Oh no shit!
Wow, that's crazy.
Anyone get it? Anyone?
Not yet.
Ooh.
I got to tell you, this Breedbrew is going down
so good,
and I'm happy. It's Easter tomorrow, and I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
What are you doing anything, Wayne? You gonna
a couple small family get together, nothing crazy.
That's
nice.
Progressive metal, Connecticut. Come on.
Yeah,
exactly. Nobody? See, Wayne knows what's up. You just those 3 things. You throw it in the Google, and boom, you're gonna have an answer.
Like the
no, not Twisted Sister.
No, I'm sorry.
Progressive.
But there's guys playing with D now from Connecticut.
It's the guys that are in Josta. Actually, it's the drummer Nicky Belmore and Charlie Belmore.
Right.
Yeah, they play. That's the drummer Nicky's studio in Milford. That's where we record.
Oh, okay. We got a winner.
There you go.
It's morning. So good.
Good. There you go, Mike.
It's awesome. Good for you, Mike. He's always getting shit, that motherfucker. All right.
He's a smart man.
He's a quick Googler.
That's the thing. You can't how do you stop that from happening? Anyone could.
We encourage.
That's why we encourage it.
It's all about who's got quick fingers. So
right, exactly.
Number 4. Here we go. Third wave ska band based out of New Haven, Connecticut, known alternatively for a time with the addition of USA to the band's name for legal reasons. So I didn't know they had to do that, and I forget what the reason was. There was a band that was named. I think they were in the UK. It was fairly close to their name. So for a little bit, they had to add the band's name and then USA to it. So. And third wave, I didn't know what third wave ska was, but apparently
late 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a band that I know from New Haven. That's a ska band. I don't know if
there's a good chance.
Is it a 3 name?
It is.
Okay, so if I'm right, I've gotten all of them so far.
Look at you
without Google.
We're gonna send. That's send you more stuff.
No, Christine, sorry, not tone deaf.
It's crazy too. I didn't like. I was like, what's third wave ska? But I guess it's the introduction of a lot of horns. But I think they were being just ska.
Maybe it's maybe it means the generation, like it started in the 70s or 80s.
Right. Yeah.
The new generation. I think that's more what they mean. Not quite the style.
I think one of these guys, if I remember correctly, went on to play in the Boss Tones, actually.
Oh,
I
wow.
think.
Really?
I think so. I can't remember who it was, but Mike got it.
Did he?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. I'm doing good here.
You're rocking, Wayne.
You're killing it. All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Number 5. We got two more to go. Okay. And this is an interesting one, actually. This bassist was raised in Orange, attended high school in Woodbridge, Connecticut. His prior band, Tabitha's Secret, included the current singer, now Rob, from his present band, and they're still playing.
Yeah.
What's really crazy is this dude's dad. I think he's a dentist, and when I had my shop in Ansonia, a couple doors down was the dentist office, and everyone used to tell me, like, the guy from this band, his dad is a dentist down there. Or no, maybe it was a foot doctor, something like that, which I had no idea. And then I was like, oh yeah, no shit. So we're looking for the name or the band or both, which would be good. So a bass raised in Orange, went to high school in Woodbridge, and
is the band like an 80s band that he's in now?
No, later. I would say they're still playing.
90s, yeah.
Michelle got it. So this is
Michelle.
It's Matchbox 20.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did
Brian-
not know that.
Brian Yell. So we got
Wow.
we got you, Wayne. We stumped you
You
on that.
got me. Well, see, because it was Matchbox 20. We're doing metal.
Yeah.
Metal and Rihanna I could do, but Matchbox 20, now you're getting, that's out of my wheelhouse.
It's out of the realm. It's over here.
I did not.
This last one is not a band or an artist. I just felt it was important. Actually, Tracy suggested I bring it up because it's
very cool.
Very cool. So we're looking for. Well, I'll just read the question here.
There you go.
Independent record label from New Haven, Connecticut, focusing originally and primarily on hardcore punk. The label's known for releases by bands such as Youth of Today, Warzone, Sick of It All, Quicksand, and a ton of other stuff. But which is actually great. I mean, they changed the face of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of stuff. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, all those bands there, right there, are just like, yeah,
it's a classic.
Oh my god, love it.
Classic.
Sick of It All, Quicksand. Oh.
Jeff Coleman.
Oh, did he get it?
Yeah.
Revelation. Yeah, Jeff. Nice job.
Very nice job.
That's awesome.
Jeff knows it all. Jeff lived it all.
He did.
He did live it all.
Yeah, he did, man. It's funny because he was in, like, I remember that band Seizure, seeing them live at the Anthrax, not even knowing him back then. And then, obviously Jimmy's in a band with him called King Sexy, and then like reconnecting through the whole thing. And it's just like, he's such a great guy to talk to, and just the history, and it's phenomenal.
It's all
awesome.
right here.
And Carl from Seizure went to
Central.
No, I mean the band.
Corrosion?
Oh,
Corrosion Warmly.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is a great book, by the way. I don't know if you have the Anthrax.
I've seen
that.
It.
Is a good
I
book.
don't own it. Someone let me borrow it one time. I think they have that at Static Era Records in Milford. I gotta go pick it up.
Yeah, good book.
So are you buying vinyl? Like, you still going out and buying some vinyl?
A little, every once in a while.
Are you going to that place? Because there's
yeah. I actually gave them some of my guitar strings to sell because I have my own signature guitar strings. In case you're interested.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No shit.
it's for low tuning. They're real heavy. It's like 11 to 58. So we tune to C.
Awesome.
It's from SIT strings. So I gave them a bunch. So instead of like, he'll just trade me stuff. Like, I'm like, no, I want to pay for you. He's like, no, but you got your strings. So don't worry. When I sell the strings, I'll just keep the money if you trade. So it works out for both of us that way.
That's pretty.
And then there's some bass strings. Beatty just came out with his own set of bass strings, signature bass strings. So if you need bass strings or guitar strings and you tune down low, go see Jay at Static Era Records.
Killer.
That's awesome, man. I mean, awesome. But you guys are doing all sorts of cool stuff even during this shitty time. So
Frank has his own hot sauce. Florida Frank's hot sauce.
I like it.
Nice.
And that's what we're trying to do with Crush Kill Destroy brand. I've been embracing it. I've been tattooing for 27 years, and it's like when I was thinking about the idea of this, it was I was a month into it, and then the pandemic happened, and it actually presented an opportunity for me to focus on it because I wasn't going to work. I was like, so it's in a weird way, we have these different avenues that kind of So I hope that you guys, the band, can maintain and stay sane until you can get back out on the road.
It's looking like things are slowly picking up. Like I said, hopefully, I was hoping for the summer, but I don't know if that's going to happen, but
Yeah.
hopefully fall, because there's a few festivals that were booked on in the fall.
Oh,
So hopefully they happen. Like there's one in Alabama, there's
Oh,
one in
yeah.
Florida, and there's one in Sacramento, California. So
ooh.
hopefully at least those happen to kick
Yeah.
everything off and then take it from there.
Hope so, man.
Killer.
Any thoughts on the vaccine, Wayne? You gonna do it?
I already got my first shot.
got your first
so
shot? Nice.
I don't care. Everyone, you can think whatever you want. If I got a microchip in me, if my arm falls off, whatever. All I'm hearing is they're saying the world isn't going to open until enough people get the vaccine. So are they trying to control me? Does it work? I don't know. But enough people have gotten it. Like I just was looking at like stats. It's like almost 600 million people I think have gotten it already. And of course there's a few side effects for certain people, which that's with anything. Like some people can't even eat a peanut without dying. So
That's right.
There's always going to be something.
Yep.
But I mean, whatever.
I'm
fine. My shoulder was a little sore.
Yeah.
Whoa. Maybe I'm not fine. I forgot I'm attacked.
There you go. Do that.
But anyway, I go for the second one in a couple weeks, and then I'm fully vaccinated. Don't know. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it keeps me safe. Hopefully. But whatever. I'm getting it. You do what you want. I'm not preaching anyone.
Yep.
I don't care. Whatever it's your freedom to do whatever you want. But
I got
that's what I'm doing it.
There you go.
First, Sean said, "First shot, commandos. Whoa. Do it, get it."
Pfizer crew. We're gonna start a gang.
Free Pfizer test. It's an interesting time. And
everyone's so divided. It's just like
and it's
insane.
Hopefully, we can bring like-minded people together with any kind of positivity wherever it comes from, whether it's the music, the brand that Corey and I are pushing, tattoos.
Plus, I don't know if they're gonna we travel all over the world, so I might have to have it.
Yeah.
Sure.
They might say you can't come to our country if you don't have it. So I'm like, whatever, I'm getting it. I have it here. Here's my ticket. Here's my certificate.
Yeah, that was one of my concerns, because I was traveling pretty good for a while, and I want to get back to that eventually when things are a little bit better. And it's like I want to be able to do that without any questions. So if I have
even Chris, our bass player, was looking up tickets for Yankee Stadium, and he's like, you have to have either a vaccine or a test negative within the first whatever. Yeah. So it's like you can't even go to a baseball game. They're not going to let you in. So it's just like, you know what? Just put the shot in my arm. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yep. I put way worse stuff.
Exactly.
On that note, dude, I want to thank you so much for taking time to hang out with us.
Thank you, man.
Good time.
Really great.
When everything opens up again, we'll have to go hit up the bars.
Absolutely.
Oh God, man, absolutely. Looking forward to that.
Back out there playing music and having a good time, and I hope you keep your sanity in the meantime and do some shredding. Pick up that guitar if your arm's feeling.
We gotta probably forget how to play. My arms are still working, so we're still good.
Good. Yeah, get the fingers ripping. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with all the other stuff going on with the guitar strings, the beer. I like to see it fucking all over the place, and listen to good music and stay.
And I'm repping. I got the shirt. I got the hat too. I was gonna wear a hat, but I figured it'd be too much for both.
Yeah,
it might be. But the hat's cool too.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I definitely appreciate it, man. So keep crushing, killing, destroying, and we'll connect with you in the future. I'll keep an eye on what you got going on and say hello and all that good stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody.
Be cool. Have a good night, and we'll catch you next time on the Crush Corner.